Good morning, everybody joining.
Morning.
Welcome
Morning.
to our wonderful Zoom Wednesdays. On a sunny one today, which is nice for everybody. Hope the sun's shining wherever you are. It's certainly nice in Chepstow today. Morning, Chris. Nice to see you. So this morning you've all joined us not to listen to me, but to listen to APT talking about all things APT, particularly. And Jess and Becky and I were chatting just before you joined, and I was looking at the amazing image behind Jess of this sensational ship that you can see there. What I wouldn't do to get on that thing this morning and be popping around the Croatian coast. But we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. Just a bit of housekeeping, as I always do on these things. If you can keep your microphone muted, it will make it much easier for Becky and Jess when they're doing the presentation. And please, please, please use the chat facility to ask any question as they're doing the presentation, anything about what they've said, or actually, if they haven't answered a question that you want answered, all you do, tap your screen, press the chat button, type it in, and then what I'll do at the end of the session is I'll ask any of the questions that you've got. Hopefully you can come up with some tricky ones for Jess and Becky just to keep them on their toes. That would be great. So without further ado, I will pass you, I think Becky's talking first, so I will pass you over to Becky to hopefully inspire with all things APT on this Wednesday morning. So over to you, Becky.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. It's lovely to see you all. I'm just going to share my screen so that we can get going. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so thank you so much for your time, everybody. It's lovely to see so many people here today, and thank you so much to the Mars Morgan travel team for inviting us to join you today. I'm Becky. I'm the BDM for the Business Development Manager, I should say, for the southwest of the UK. So it's my pleasure to have a great relationship with the Mars Morgan travel team. And we also have the wonderful Jess with us today as well. And Jess is the head of sales for the UK and my boss, so I'm on my best behaviour today. But yeah, she also has a fantastic relationship with all the Mars Morgan travel team, and yeah, it's just great to be here today. So I'm just going to do a little bit of an intro into APT and who we are. I'm not sure if anybody's travelled with us before or if you've heard of us before, but I just wanted to do a little bit of an introduction into who we are and where we've come from. So who are APT and why should you choose to river cruise with us? Well, we're an award-winning family-owned tour operator with over 20 years experience in river cruising and actually up to 90 years experience in escorted touring. So we've been around for quite a while. We are an award-winning established company, and we have a 5-star Trustpilot rating. So we have got the most incredible customers that love our product and give us the most incredible reviews, which is absolutely fantastic. We have fully inclusive COVID protected pricing. We have enriching and immersive sightseeing, along with delicious onboard dining and incredible customer service. But I'm going to touch on all of that a little bit later on. So why should you choose a river cruise? I obviously don't know if anybody's actually been on a river cruise before, but obviously, you know, it's becoming more and more popular as the years go by. So why should you choose to river cruise? Well, we truly believe at APT that it's the best way to see the heart and soul of a country. You've got incredible scenery all around you and the ability to experience enriching sightseeing all the way along the river wherever you happen to be. With APT, you'll be staying in a stunning, luxurious floating hotel where thankfully you only unpack once, and you'll be able to savor incredible food. The food is well, it's absolutely amazing. You can put on weight very easily on an APT and Travel Marble River cruise. The food is created by our talented onboard chefs, using the local delicious ingredients and always reflecting the country that we're traveling in. You'll be able to disembark easily as well, because obviously passenger numbers are a lot lower than ocean cruise. So you'll be able to spend time on land and then easily get back on board to enjoy the facilities on board your river cruise ship. Plus, your knowledgeable and expert local guides will be travelling with you to ensure that you get the most out of every single opportunity available to immerse yourself in your chosen destination. So, here at APT, we have got 2 styles of choosing to cruise from. Everything shown in gold is our APT luxury portfolio. It's 5-star experiences in unparalleled comfort with a wealth of inclusions. But I'm actually going to be focusing quite a lot on our Travel Marvel Essential River Cruising today. Travel Marvel is everything in blue, and this is incredible value for money, still with a wealth of inclusions, but at fantastic 4-star service. So before I take you on a little trip along the Mekong today, I just wanted to provide just a little bit of insight into what we're doing at APT to provide our mutual clients with full, flexible and protective booking terms. The team at Mars Morgan Travel obviously can provide more information on this if required. However, during this time of COVID, I thought it would be prudent just to clarify a couple of points. So we are a recognised and trusted tour operator. We hold membership of all key industry associations, such as CLIA, which is Cruise Lines International Association, and of course APT and ATOL as well. We offer full COVID flexible booking cover. So if your holiday is suspended, your refund is completely guaranteed and quickly processed. Of course, health and wellbeing practices have been completely enhanced as well. So we'll look after you, our customers, with strict pre-departure health screenings, industry-leading hygiene practices, and enhanced cleaning and disinfection protocols on board as well. If you've got any more questions regarding this, then please don't hesitate to contact the team at Mars Morgan Travel, and they'll be able to help you with any more information that you need. Okay, so now the introductions have been complete. Let's move on to the mighty, mystical Mekong, where you'll find incredible bustling cities down to ancient wonders. So, in this incredible part of the world, you'll discover the heart of 2 fascinating former French colonies with a wonderful mix of culture, history, and architecture. Along the Mekong River as well, it's still possible for you to step away from the tourist trail because rural communities remain unaffected by the speed and the chaos of the bigger cities, and you'll find places where traditional cultures live on even in the modern world of today. This is our beautiful ship, the RV Apsara. Operating along the mighty Mekong, she is a beautiful ship with premium facilities and absolutely fantastic dining. You'll love her sophisticated design and her fantastic onboard facilities as you cruise along the Mekong, taking in all the fantastic, glorious sunsets and the remote traditional villages as well. The RV Apsara is a premium rated, stylish floating hotel featuring only 54 suites. She has attentive onboard service from our wonderful crew and contemporary facilities as well. On all our Travel Marvel Essential River Cruises, our passengers are guided by the experience and expertise of a dedicated Travel Marvel cruise director. The staff to guest ratio as well is 2-to-1. So the service received on board by you, our guests, is absolutely exceptional. We have cheerful, we have professional and extensively trained crew that are always on hand to help you. Facilities on board include the air-conditioned Saigon lounge and bar, where you can enjoy an afternoon tea or a tipple from the bar along with some evening entertainment. We have the air-conditioned Mekong restaurant, plus our wonderful Le Vietnam Cafe, where you can grab a drink and read a good book. Of course, no river cruise would be complete without the opportunity to relax. So thanks to the Apsara Spa and Fitness Centre, our guests are able to enjoy a selection of beauty and hair treatments and use a range of gym equipment if they wish to. International wines, local beers, spirits and soft drinks are all served with lunch and dinner whilst you're on board too. Outside of these times, apart from your teas and your coffees, your water, drinks are at a cost. And lastly, how could we not mention the incredible, stunning sun deck, where you can relax into a comfortable reclining chair and watch the stunning scenery, or perhaps you could take a dip in the onboard swimming pool. The RV Apsara, she has it all, and she has lots of space as well for you to meet and socialise with your fellow guests and crew. We are so proud to be able to offer variety as well in terms of the dining options that we offer on board. Obviously, I've mentioned we have the beautiful Mekong restaurant, which is fully air conditioned. And this is where we offer splendid local and international food prepared by our masterful onboard chefs. So if you are a type of person that, you know, has a certain palate, then we can cater for you and we offer a selection of food on board. Of course, we have the Le Vietnam Cafe as well, where you can enjoy an espresso in a French-inspired ambience, whilst you enjoy the views of the Mekong and Vietnam and Cambodia from the large picturesque windows as you sail past the real side of all the villages. Our beautiful RV Apsara as well is an all balcony suite ship. So this means that all cabins on board feature both an outside cabin and a French balcony, no matter which grade of cabin that you actually choose. So you get the best of both worlds. You can sit outside on your gorgeous balcony, taking in the fresh air and the views, or you can sit inside in your cabin and just open the window, but you've still got floor to ceiling views from your French balcony window. You will love your comfortable retreat, which is also complete with a queen size bed, an ensuite, full air conditioning, and a mini fridge as well. Starting from 226 square feet, all the way up to our large Mekong suites at 624 feet, we're sure to have the perfect cabin to suit your requirements. The Mekong suites, as I've mentioned, are our largest cabins, and they're positioned in a premium location on board the ship. These amazing cabins have an additional sitting area, a separate bathroom featuring a spa bar, 2 balconies, one of which features 2 fully reclining sun lounges, and a deluxe king-size bed as well. Now, these cabins are super popular, and as there are only 2 on board, if this is something that you'd be very interested in, please don't delay in contacting the Mars Morgan travel team so that they can check availability for your chosen date. Talking size now regarding the ship, there are 4 decks in total, and as I mentioned, there are 54 suites on board. Please do note though, there is no elevator on board this ship, so all guests must be able to navigate a flight of steps without a problem. So itineraries start on our Apsara from a duration of 15 days, and you can start in either Siem Reap or in Ho Chi Minh City. This itinerary that we offer, which is our lead-in itinerary, offers the best of APT's expertise and includes a 7-night Mekong River cruise in amongst the stays in these 2 incredible cities. So we're going to go on holiday to the Mekong now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour around Vietnam and Cambodia. So we're going to start off in Ho Chi Minh City. So you've just arrived from Heathrow. You're settling into your stylish hotel, which is the beautiful 4-star Fusion Suites Saigon. This hotel has a fantastic location, and staying here actually places you really close to some of the city's main attractions. You'll enjoy a welcome dinner at the Chopsticks restaurant, and then the next morning you'll take a step back in time and visit the historical Cu Chi tunnels. After an enjoyable stay in Ho Chi Minh City, you'll embark on your Mekong journey by boarding the RV Apsara, our all-balcony suite ship. You'll enjoy a number of included experiences along the Mekong, such as a tour on a rickshaw, a visit to the killing fields. You'll get a tour of Phnom Penh's Royal Palace. You'll enjoy a Buddhist blessing in Udong. You'll see traditional silk weaving in Silk Island, and much, much more as well. At the end of the cruise, you'll arrive in Siem Reap, where you'll spend time staying at the stunning Shinta Mani Shack. This incredible hotel is located in the leafy French Quarter, which is really close to Angkor Archaeological Park. As part of your insider experiences here, you'll see an Apsara dance, you'll meet the children of the ODA charity, the Opportunities Through Art charity that we support, and you'll enjoy sunset at Angkor Wat, which is truly an experience that's not to be missed. Insider experiences are included in the cost of your holiday. They offer you, our guests, the truly unique and engaging opportunities to savour, immerse and discover the true side of your chosen holiday destination. Examples include things like I've just mentioned, plus walking city tours, other historical and cultural places of interest, themed experiences, and much, much more. There's a fantastic balance to our itineraries, actually, ensuring that they offer a great selection of experiences, plus a fair amount of free time too, to wander slightly off the beaten track if you so desire to do so. Dates for our essential Vietnam and Cambodia are on sale at the moment, and they are on sale until 22, and lead-in price is from $3,995 per person. So it's phenomenal value for money when you look at all the inclusions that you get with APT Travel Marvel. Don't forget as well, There's so much more to see in this stunning part of the world. You can extend your stay and you can enjoy a 2-night cruise around Halong Bay, the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And again, this really is something that's not to be missed. So if you want to do Vietnam and Cambodia in its truest form, then APT Travel Marvel can offer you an itinerary to suit. You'll also get a stay in Vietnam's capital, Hanoi, and we can also add on an additional part of Vietnam in Hoi An as well. Just contact Mars Morgan Travel with your requirements and they'll be able to match you to the most perfect Travel Marvel itinerary. What an amazing trip. So before we finish, I just wanted to recap some of the inclusions found in a Travel Marvel Essential River Cruise and the incredible value for money that you'll receive by booking your Mekong River Cruise with Mars Morgan Travel and APT. So your price will include scheduled flights from the United Kingdom, premium stylish accommodation. You've just seen the ship. She is brand new and she is absolutely beautiful. You'll get delightful cuisine from our masterful onboard chefs. All tipping is included, and that's for onboard staff and crew and includes local guides as well. Complimentary beverages are included, served during lunch and dinner. Outside of these times, obviously you do need to purchase your drinks, but prices on board are very competitive. Full port charges are included. You get the services of a dedicated Travel Marvel cruise director all the way through the itinerary to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And it's somebody that obviously is there to assist you if needed. And you get all your overseas transfers as well. It really is fantastic value for money. However, please don't forget about our APT luxury range as well. So if you're looking for something that's even more luxurious than our Travel Marvel ship, then please don't forget about our APT luxury range too. I'm just going to touch on that very quickly because it's really exciting times for us at APT at the moment. We've obviously got the new Travel Marvel ship, which I've just mentioned, but we also have the Mekong Serenity ship as well, which is the new ship for our APT luxury range. You can see the pictures on your screen now. This is the swimming pool on board. Absolutely stunning. We are so excited about this new ship as well. Launched for the 2020 season, the Mekong Serenity is a 5-star luxurious river cruise ship, and she'll be providing a fully inclusive lifestyle experience. This ship actually features some of the largest suites on the Mekong as well, and you will experience Vietnam and Cambodia in true style. When you stay in Siem Reap and Ho Chi Minh City, the hotels that you stay in obviously reflect the APT luxury product portfolio as well. So if you want to know more about APT luxury and more about this ship, then obviously give Mars Morgan Travel a call. We've obviously worked with them very closely over the past for many years, and they are fully briefed on our new Mekong Serenity ship as well. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction into the world of Travel Marvel and river cruising, and I hope I've provided lots of valuable information. However, the best way to get the nitty gritty is to actually ask someone who's been there, done it, and got the t-shirt. So the Mars Morgan Travel team, as you know, are super knowledgeable in all destinations. So if you think of anything after today that you wish you would have asked, then please don't hesitate to contact them. However, we do have with us today our wonderful Jess, who's been lucky enough to visit the Mekong and truly experience everything that it has to offer. So with that in mind, let's ask Jess a few questions about her Mekong experience.
Oh, thanks, Becky. I definitely, I know I've been, but I want to go again looking at those slides and those images, and yeah, it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. I wish we could all go today. It would just although the weather is nice in the UK today, so maybe we'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, wait till the rain comes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the questions then. So how good does your mobility have to be, Jess, to experience this itinerary without worry? How much walking is required? You know, are there handrails to help? And what's the terrain like?
The terrain like? What I personally loved about river cruising on the Mekong was the ruralness of it. So you arrive in a village and the gangplank goes down. And when I mean the gangplank, I sort of mean a very safety, sturdy piece of wood, which will have some ropes either side. And then you will disembark the ship perhaps onto a grassy verge or onto a particular area of the village. The crew are always there to help you. We did have guests when I was traveling that perhaps walked with a stick or had a mobility aid, but you do need to be able to walk, I would say, for at least a good kilometre on uneven surfaces as you go and explore the villages. One of the other beauties of cruising on the Mekong, and one of the first images that Becky showed of the beautiful Apsara ship, it had a little tender beside it. So some days you will disembark onto a grassy verge or onto a wharf or wherever it is the ship's docking. But then other days you will get off the ship and you'll get into one of these tenders, you'll have your life jacket on, you'll have a chair, you'll have your local guide with you, and then you'll perhaps do a tour via water, or that little tender will take you closer ashore and then you'll disembark there. So they are definitely key things to be aware of when you're booking a Mekong river cruise.
Fantastic, excellent. Okay, so transfers, obviously we include all our transfers throughout our itineraries, but what are the transfers like? What are the vehicles like, and what are the sort of the length of the transfers like, and are there staff as well to assist you when you're moving luggage from one place to another?
So I've been very fortunate. I've been at APT for 8 years now, and I've done a few of our trips. And one of the things that I absolutely love is the fact that you, before I've done APT trips, I was a backpacker. But one of the things I love is you'll arrive in destination and there'll be someone there with a travel marble or an APT sign, one of our local providers who will help you with your luggage, pick you up. There'll be water available for you. They'll take you to your hotel. You'll all have group check-in. So everything's very seamless. The vehicles that we use are incredibly comfortable. So the transfer from after you've had your 2 nights in Ho Chi Minh City, where you will be broken up into smaller groups depending on the excursion that you're doing, you will then transfer to the ship. Now that takes approximately an hour and a half. Now for our group, we probably had 3 coaches, and they were definitely not a bus, and they were incredibly comfortable, air conditioned, reclining seats, and plenty of space to relax. Then once you get onto the ship, the crew take care of all your luggage. You don't need to worry about any of those things. At the end of the trip, you disembark about 3.5 hours out of Siem Reap, and then that's a bit of a excursion for you. So it takes about half the day by the time we stop somewhere, and there is some sort of, at one of the places we stop, you do have the opportunity to try tarantula, should you wish to. I politely declined on that opportunity, but it was fascinating watching other people do it. So again, it's an incredibly comfortable vehicle. There's always on our trips, we have our tour directors / cruise directors. So no matter where you are on the trip, that person will be with you throughout the whole thing. And then what I loved about the Mekong was our guides, local guides, changed throughout. So in Vietnam, we had Vietnamese guides. Then we got on the river cruise and we had some other Vietnamese guides who knew that part of the river and that part of the area. Then when we crossed the border into Cambodia, we had some other guides come on, but the cruise director was with us throughout. So it provided that continuity of someone to talk to. There is always someone looking after you and taking care of the detail, making sure you know where a bathroom is or where you can get bottled water or a snack that's not tarantula.
I don't think I fancy a tarantula.
No,
actually, yes. I mean, I like to try new things, but I think that's my limit.
I did try the snake wine. That was the one thing that I did go for, was the snake wine.
Excellent. Okay, so food. Obviously, I'm a massive foodie, and I know you are too. We love our food, and of course, river cruising is all about the experience of, incredible prepared food. So what is the food like on board, and how varied are the food choices on board, and also in the cities as well? What's the food like when you're in Siem Reap and Ho Chi Minh? I mean, if you're a little bit of a fusspot when it comes to certain food, should you be put off going that far afield, or do you not have to worry?
I would say you definitely do not have to worry. So at the in the sort of the land stay, so in Ho Chi Minh and Siem Reap, you will have breakfast is always included in your hotel, and there's a plethora of Western and Eastern options available for you, so you can have whatever you choose. Then, because you've got our fabulous cruise directors with you, they can point you in the direction of where you might want to go and enjoy some local food, or where you might want to go and have some Western favorites. So the choice of food is incredible. The bread in Vietnam, and Sarah, the bread in Vietnam was amazing because of the French influence there. So, and the pastry. So there there was lots of fabulous food to experience and enjoy. Now on the ship, breakfast, lunch and dinner are of course included, and you will start the day with again a traditional buffet Western style breakfast, but should you wish to, you can have noodle soup, and you can have noodle soup for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I personally wasn't overly chuffed about that idea because I like an omelette, but it is there so that you can sample these local cuisines. One of the other things that's nice to know about the restaurants is it's free seating. So you can sit with whom you want, where you want in the restaurant. There's one dining time at dinner, and then at breakfast will be served, say, from 7 till 9:30, or depending on what the touring is of that day. Lunch will be served through a period of time, and then dinner will be served at, say, 7:30, depending on the excursions. But we find that we are quite creatures of habit, and we build a relationship with our waiter, and we like to sit in the same area. That's not everyone, but that's what I found I did. So yes, so there's lots of options. One of the things I loved on the ship at lunchtime was the chef would come out of the kitchen and have a live cooking station. And what that live cooking station was all about was local traditional food, and you could just try a little bit of it should you wish to. One day, though, he did make a lasagna, and the queue for the lasagna was quite long. So I think it's fair to say there is lots of options, and we're bringing fresh produce on every day as well, because we're docking, and the space in a river ship kitchen is not as large as some of our ocean friends. So we don't store anything on the ship for too long. You can tell I like food because I'll keep talking about it. But another thing that I loved was one of the afternoons when we were sailing is we had a fruit carving demonstration. So they brought on all this weird and wonderful and unique fruit that I can't get down my local Tesco's, and you got to sample that and then learn how to carve it. And we did spring roll making as well. So we can cater for pretty much all dietary requirements, and there's a lot of different options. I know people sometimes feel a bit anxious about how spicy the food might be, but there's nothing to worry about there. We can cater for everything.
Amazing. I know we could talk about food for another 3 hours, but we better move on. So obviously, if you've never been to Vietnam and Cambodia before, what should I pack? What sort of clothes should I take? Do I need to take, just my bikini, or do I need to pack nice big warm jumpers? I mean, what's the sort of recommendation for clothes?
So one of the beauties of river cruising and river cruising with APT, we, as Becky mentioned earlier, we've got 90 years experience. We're an Australian family owned company. I'm a Kiwi though, just in case you were wondering where my dulcet tone was from. So it means that you'll be traveling with, we sell into the UK market, or into the UK and into Australia and New Zealand. So that in turn sort of creates for a nice relaxed atmosphere. But on the Mekong, it can be hot, it can be wet, it's humid if you go when I went, which was July. So I had lots of light cotton trousers with t-shirts, good walking shoes or sandals, because you are walking, they're both developing countries. We're walking on roads in the villages. It can be sort of a little bit dirty or muddy. One of the key experiences that I remember was we disembarked the ship, and we were halfway through a tour of a village. They did have ponchos available for us too, which was handy because the heavens opened, and boy did we get wet. And I had my sort of work hat on, and I was like, we're all going to be very muddy, our feet, when we get back on this ship. And I knew that we had to walk pretty much through the whole ship. So I was like, how's this going to work? So we come up the gangplank, there's a crew member there, cold towel, 2 other crew members there, one taking one shoe, one taking the other shoe, another crew member to give you some slippers. After dinner, all your shoes were washed. So it's all those sort of little details and things that you get, which I love about Mekong river cruising. So it's very much casual, layers, particularly in some of the temples, the Buddhist blessing in some of the temples we go to. It's important to cover your shoulders and cover your knees, but it's not like any big formal evenings or things like that. And I always carry sort of a pashmina or a scarf of some description for the evening. So yeah, very much your sort of, as I would call, traveling wear.
Excellent. Excellent. I can see from the pictures of you, Jess, there enjoying the Mekong cruise. You've got the, you know, the cotton sort of trousers and the t-shirt and everything on. So yeah, I think layers is probably the best way to sort of
I
describe
think
it.
when we arrived, because where we stay at the Fusion Suites in Ho Chi Minh City, it's about a 10-minute walk to the market if you're brave enough to cross the road. So crossing the road can be a challenge because there's tuk-tuks, there's bikes, there's people, there's cars, there's tuk-tuks with things that you couldn't imagine that can be carried on these sort of mopeds too. It took me about 15 minutes to get to the market, but I loved all the elephant pants. So I went and bought another 3 pairs to have on the cruise with me. So yeah.
Excellent. And then I suppose, you know, the craziness of Ho Chi Minh City is an experience in itself. And then you get to relax on your stunning ship as you mooch along the Mekong and see the rural villages. So it's best of both worlds, really, I suppose.
It's got, the itinerary has got a very good mix of both worlds. My tip would be, depending on when you're looking at going, starting in Ho Chi Minh City and then finishing in Siem Reap, because finishing with that beautiful Angkor Wat was just incredible. And Siem Reap's a little bit more relaxed than Ho Chi Minh City. The Shintamani Shack where we stay has got this big, beautiful courtyard swimming pool, and it's a really lovely place to relax. It's a destination and a holiday that pulls on your heartstrings too. One of the experiences that we do in Phnom Penh is you do learn about the Pol Pot regime and the genocide that happened throughout that period, and that can be very emotional and draining. So it's nice to then come back to the ship to sort of digest everything that you've learnt throughout that time, and then sort of continue your sailing up towards Siem Reap.
Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, and I just got one more question for you, Jess. When is the best time to travel to do this itinerary?
To do this itinerary. So we sail along and on a general normal season. We'll start sailing sort of July right through until the end of March. July and August is the more humid. So I had this vision that every evening I'd be sitting out on the sun deck, but the humidity when throughout that we ended up sitting in the lounge because it was just more pleasant. But if you go November, December, January, February, that will be a time that you it's a little bit more comfortable from a traveling point of view, and that's when we find it's most popular that our guests like to sail along that part of the Mekong. The temperatures and things do vary from the north to the south, so depending on what you're looking for from there as well.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Jess. It's so great, I think, to have a chat with somebody from a personal perspective when you're, you know, thinking about going somewhere like Mekong, Vietnam, Cambodia. So thank you so much for that. So I'm just going to wrap it up now, everybody. I hope this session's helped you get excited about what we've got to offer. Obviously, we have a great relationship with the Miles Morgan Travel Group, and we have actually got a fantastic additional discount at the moment. If you make your booking through Miles Morgan Travel, it's exclusive to Miles Morgan Travel, you will get an additional £50 off per person. Just to mention as well, obviously we are rated excellent on Trustpilot. You know, feel free to have a little look on Trustpilot and see the incredible reviews that we get from our customers, and our customer satisfaction rating is 98%. As Jess mentioned, we're family owned and we've been operating for over 90 years, so our customers really are at the heart of everything that we do at APT. So thank you so much for your time today, everyone. Hope you found this interesting. Just before I go, just wanted to mention, if anyone's interested in river cruising in Europe, we have a brand new Travel Marvel fleet in Europe, which is available to book now. Plus, we have just launched our small ship yacht cruising as well for the Dalmatian coast in Croatia, which is absolutely stunning. Maximum of 34 people on board. And again, the Miles Morgan Travel guys know about all of our products inside and out, so please do feel free to contact them for more information. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Miles. I've really enjoyed having a chat about our products with your customers today. And yeah,
hey, Becky, I'm not gonna let Jess off the hook yet. I've got some more questions. Yeah,
Good.
Don't you worry. She's not getting away that easy. So there are no questions yet in the chat. So please do ask away for some questions. In the meantime, it's a part of the world I haven't done. It's definitely on the list without a shadow of a doubt for me. Jess, if you could give me a couple of wows from doing it, what would you pick out as being the wows from the trip?
Okay, so we the different modes of transport, I think, was the wow. And there were 80 guests on the ship when I sailed, and we did this ox cart ride. So there was then 80 guests, 80 oxes, and 40 ox cart drivers. So the smell was interesting. Some people chose to wear masks. Now, that was before wearing masks was a thing in the Western world. So we got on these ox carts, which was entertaining, but great fun. And then we traveled along the village, through the village. Now, all the children and the people and the smiling faces, they all came out and talked to us. And then there was this little girl who followed us along, and then she was like, I'm going home to write you a letter. So she left, she ran home, she wrote this letter, and then she met us just as we were embarking back on the ship, and gave us this letter to say it was so lovely to meet us. So it was those people experiences that were amazing. When the gangplank comes down, and they're trying to sell you some of their wares, but it's not a hard or an unpleasant sell. And there was another woman who I met, and she said, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm following your ship. I'll be back to where you are tomorrow. So sure enough, she was there tomorrow. So I did buy my niece a beautiful little trinket silver bracelet. So that was one of them. Am I allowed to keep going?
Yeah, go on, give us another one.
I'll give you another one. And then for me, I think seeing Angkor Wat, I love travel, and I love seeing some of these big, wonderful places, but I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fantastic. But the size of the archaeological site, the driving through it, the temples and the tombs, and then just the grandeur of it was just incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you go on a trip and you go to a place for the first time, you've got an idea of what you're going to expect. What was it that surprised you most on the trip that you weren't expecting?
I'd probably say, I think the quality of the food as well on this particular trip. Now, that sounds a bit bad considering I work for APT and had done our tours in Europe, but there was the quality of the food and the quality of the ship. But considering you're traveling through developing countries, I was in the service, and how pleased that they welcome tourists so much, and the relationships that we built with the crew and the local guides. I did get to know the barman quite well. He knew how I liked my gin and tonic, mate. But that's probably saying more about me. So it was those things that were lovely. And every day, one of the guides would say, thank you so much for coming to our country and spending your holiday time and your holiday funds in this destination. So it was also my first trip to Asia. So the wow on the senses was incredible. But yeah, I just think the attention to detail was out of this world. And I know our products, and I'd done a tour of Canada before, I'd done one of New Zealand, and I've done plenty of our European river cruising. So I knew the standard, but I think the Mekong just blew me away with the standard yet again.
Yeah, I think if you've not been to Asia, nothing can prepare you for Asia. It's not repeated anywhere else in the world. It's incredibly different.
Yeah, it's that humidity, so like the warmth, depending on the time of year. It's the smell, it's the hustle and bustle, and it's the language, the speed in which they do things too. It was just awesome. Yeah,
and the volumes of people, and the madness and craziness of the destination. It's what gives it the buzz and the vibe, isn't it? It really is. Yeah. I can't leave this morning without asking you. It's still on the slide at the moment. That ship that you've got there at the top of the screen at the moment, Croatia small ship cruising. I'm looking at that going, well, that doesn't look particularly small to me. It looks absolutely sensational. Can you give us a few words about that?
Yeah, of course. So at APT, we have been cruising along the Dalmatian coast for a number of years. And we decided that this year was the year that we were going to launch it to our guests and travel partners in the UK. So it is a brand new custom built ship. 34 guests on board. So it's a very unique and intimate sailing experience, very different to the river cruising sailing that we do. You will spend 8 days cruising from Dubrovnik up to, we fly out of Zabreg, and my Croatian pronunciation is shocking. It will get better the more I talk about it, I'm sure. You will have your APT cruise director, or I don't know if we can call them a cruise director on these boutique little ships, but you'll have someone from APT looking after you throughout the whole cruise. And what I haven't been to Croatia, but what excites me most about this is the relaxed pace. So you'll stop, you'll get off the ship, you'll have a swim in the water. You will also go offshore as well and experience the cities and the villages. And we don't include all of your dinners. So you can stay on board the ship and have dinner should you wish to, but because we dock and so close to the heart of the places that we're visiting, you can get off the ship and go and enjoy a local cuisine and local food with the locals. So yeah, that's the highlights for me so far. Becky, I don't know if you've got anything else to add from what you've seen of that ship.
No, I'd say just because of its size, being able to skirt so close to the shore so that you can dock literally, yards away from the market square or the restaurants where life is happening, and being able to do that safe ocean swimming. There is a Zodiac that is floating nearby. There's ropes put out to make, the safety and well-being of the guests is paramount, but we want people to be able to experience these wonderful experiences of ocean swimming, just stepping off the ship's swimming platform into the water, and we can make that happen on this ship. It really is out of this world, and there is only 18 cabins on board, 34 passengers, and it's selling really, really well. So as I said before, we've got a fantastic product offering, but this is something different. And, if anybody's interested, then please do, have a chat with your team, Miles, as soon as possible, because it's selling really, really well, even at this time of COVID. So,
yeah, I think Croatia is tipped to be one of the places going green quite quickly for this year. So it's hardly surprising it's going well. I mean, yeah. I'm lucky enough to have been to Croatia. It's a wonderful, wonderful country, and the coastline is the magic, if you like. So, you combine the two with a ship like that, it's hardly surprising it's going so well.
Absolutely. And of course, the Game of Thrones popularity as well.
That's right.
Filming was done in Dubrovnik, and the fans want to go and see it for themselves. So of course, it's just really a super trendy place to go at the moment.
We've got a question in from Michael. He asks, back to Mekong, sorry. What is the currency, and are cards widely accepted when you go?
Yes, so the currency generally we would say carry US dollars with you. In some of the smaller villages, if you're sort of buying things off the locals and from the roadside, for want of a better term, that would all be cash. On the ship, like in any hotel, you would have your room, which you can charge everything to, and then pay by credit card as you disembark. But yes, cards are widely available, and US dollars.
So cards are available. So if you want to go out and buy things in shops, it's no problem at all with cards.
No.
But you just need a few dollars for tipping people and that sort of stuff.
Tipping, and just if you're going into the markets and things like that, to be able to buy those bits and pieces.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, thank you very, very much, you two. So as Becky said, if anybody needs any further information, contact your local Miles Morgan shop. I'm delighted to say they are now open.
Yay!
Which is fantastic. So you can call in and visit as well as phone up now, which is great news. So do call in and ask any questions you have, either about the Croatian, stunning Croatian ship, or those wonderful, spectacular Mekong cruises that Jess was so lucky to do. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for joining in, and Jess and Becky, thank you very, very much for your time this morning. Hope everybody really enjoyed it.
Oh, you're very welcome, and thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, have a great Wednesday.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.